Construction on a housing development project in Bangor has been brought to a halt after a ruling from a Superior Court judge. The development, owned by Team Properties, was set to bring 60 single-family units of housing on a 12-acre parcel between Broadway and Essex Street. The developer had been set to give away one of those homes to a veteran next month. Alyssa Thurlow spoke to the developer today, as well as neighbors who are opposed to the project.
Our application was for a major subdivision. The city said it was a minor subdivision, so we followed that protocol. Now I guess the judge thinks it's supposed to be a major. So we're just going to figure out what we have to do for the process to get where we need to be.
Emily Ellis and her crew at Team Properties are feeling frustrated with the Supreme Court Justice's ruling that will keep them from moving forward with their development project off Lancaster Avenue. Bangor City Code Enforcement Office has issued a stop work order on the project. Right now, Team Properties is taking measures for erosion control and soil stabilization at the project site.
Even though construction is halted on this project for now, Ellis says they will still be giving away this home to a deserving veteran. There is an application process. The deadline to apply is October 20th.
We will, on Veterans Day, let everybody know who that deserving veteran will be, and as soon as we get the occupancy certificate, the keys will be handed over to that individual.
We just want to tell any veteran that's interested, they have special financing rates locked in. This would be a wonderful community for veterans, very affordable housing, and the one behind us will be given away for free to a veteran.
Ellis, who says she has more than $1 million invested in the project, calls the judge's decision disappointing. She feels this project will help address the housing shortage and provide good opportunities for the city. Some neighbors in the Lancaster East Broadway neighborhood are opposed to the project, saying it's too risky.
We are, as neighbors, being made out to be the bad guys, and we're not. All we want is something that fits the neighborhood and everything to be followed according to the rules. Nothing more, nothing less.
Other folks in other towns are going to be facing the same issue. Putting extreme housing projects on unbuildable sites is not the answer.
Many believe it will cause issues with traffic and pedestrian safety and with stormwater runoff. Ellis says she's taken steps to address those concerns.
They were concerned about pedestrian safety, so I put in an electronic crosswalk on Essex Street and a sidewalk on Lancaster. I don't even own those streets.
In a statement to TV5, Bangor City Manager Debbie Laurie says city staff are currently reviewing and analyzing the court's lengthy order to recommend appropriate next steps and additional procedure going forward for the planning board.
I'm an athlete. I've had my shot blocked on numerous occasions, so it won't keep a good girl down. We'll make sure that everything is done the way it needs to be done so that it's right, and we will be providing some great housing in the very near future.
Alyssa Thurlow, WABI TV5 News, Bangor.